Welcome. It is March 25th, 2024, and I am seeing my clients and witnessing myself in this incredible place of like frustration, like coming up against my karma. And karma is, I've been looking up a lot of different things about what karma is, and ultimately what I'm seeing karma as is a fate, is what you are destined to, is if you keep living how your ancestry, how your intergenerational familiar ties and patterning have been, you will then find yourself in similar patterning, if not identical. And in some ways, it's like subtly identical. It's like so identical. Like, it's like, do you want the wire? Do you want all the that? I don't know. It's okay. Are you going to just allow this stuff to continuously happen to you? Or are you going to take responsibility for it, that this is what's happening in your life? Like, for instance, my clients are experiencing things such as stolen cars, loss of jobs or clients, and infidelity, and broke, all their money's gone, and businesses having to close, and sicknesses becoming present. And it feels really hard and really challenging, and it's like everything is being shaken up right now, which only tells me that it is time to take responsibility for that bullshit that you created unconsciously, because you're unconscious. It's not your fault. We are going to get we're going to get conscious. Or my calamity, I feel like I was conscious through the whole thing, and I was still watching myself, observing myself, like, I'm gonna choose to do this, and I wonder what the consequences will be. I'm gonna choose to do this, and I wonder, nothing goes without creating a vibration. And so I wonder what vibration this is creating. And it always think it's funny when people blow their lips on camera. In real life, it doesn't look that weird, but on camera, it looks a little funny. So we are taking responsibility for the bullshit that we created. And what I want to bring attention to is the thoughts that you're having in your mind whilst this is all going on. And what I work with my clients a lot with is our conflicting beliefs, and our beliefs versus our desires. And I'm only really good at this because I've been doing it my whole life. My conflicting beliefs have always been, my love is just as much as my frustration. Like, why? Yeah, like fierce. So my vibration is the same with that. And how I've seen that show up is it can be so good, but I've got to be made wrong for it. I've got to be bad for doing it. It's got to be, there's some sort of shame, some sort of guilt, or grief surrounded in it. And so then when I'm in it, even though I'm like, oh my God, it feels so good, I'm not there to fully enjoy it, because I'm making myself wrong for it. And that comes from my environment, what I've observed in my environment, and the judgment that not only do I unconsciously assess the world around me, I am doing it in myself. That little bit of judgment is showing up on myself, and more of my patterning goes with codependency and a need to be loved by someone. So sacrificing my own needs to make sure somebody else is okay. And that means I say yes when I mean no. And that's interesting, because when you first tell me that, I'm like, no. If I say no, I mean no. And if I say yeah, then yeah, I want to do it. And yeah, you might want to do it. But if it's not a hell yes, it's got to be a hell no. Because if you are not in complete alignment with it, if it is not a full body yes, like yes it's honorable, yes it feels good, yes it looks good, yes it's all the yeses have to tick off all the boxes. And if they don't tick off all the boxes, then that vibrational frequency gets interrupted. There's instead of a rhythmic bump 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 bump, which keeps the vibration even, that rhythmic ebb and flow, that give and take, that synchronicity, that continuous flow, right? Then it's a bump 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 bump. I start bumping up against the edges, a bump 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 bump, you know. So the vibrational current becomes an imbalance, and that imbalance becomes a ripple and a vibrational frequency in you as the receiver, and the satellite, the light that you are, the beam that you are. It's putting out another vibrational current light years away, further in the timeline. And it's interesting, what's been kind of coming out is like it all comes out in the wash. You know, those little things that we can kind of identify as like the waiting for the other shoe to drop, or one in the hand is better than two in the bush. And grass is always greener on the other side. And be careful what you wish for. And yeah, being specific. And I have spent a lot of time manifesting, practicing the law of attraction, and knowing it intellectually, knowing what the law of attraction is. I have to be a vibrational match to it. I'm a vibrational match to it. Well, then we introduce hypnosis. And what hypnosis has done for me is it's able to reach me deeper at a subconscious level. This is when we're looking at that iceberg, right? Only 10% of the iceberg is above water. The rest of the 90% is under the water. So let's say this is the world that you live in, and it is all here up to your eyeballs. But then it's all too heady. We got to get into the body, into the throat, into the systems of the body that imprints down to the cellular and molecular level that create our beliefs and create our foundation and our deep ingrained programming. And I feel that word is like programming. I'm a human. There's no programming here. Well, there is, because you are actually this super high tech, beautiful piece of machinery that has been divinely engineered, and what it receives from its environment and what goes into it, what it's ingesting, matters. And when you are conceived, the moment of inception, that vibration, cellular, molecular, starts vibrating and creating the beauty and the divine wholesomeness that is you. And if you are in this little amoeba and there is scarce and lacking, and you are growing and forming, starting to form brain, starting to form tissue and body in the womb, then you are birthed into this environment where now you're really in it. And if you are programmed to your environment, and your adaptation, the ability to adapt, is always wants to be moving forward. You want to be pushing that needle forward. You want to be asking for more. You want to be traveling and exploring the world, because you need that newness. You need to study. We need to nourish and learn and create and design and imagine, because it expands our potential. That is the reason why you can see the time, the era that we are in now is what our ancestors imagined for us. And now we are imagining forward into what we want to create. And karma is what's being created without our precision, without our design, without our decision, without our choice. And if you are not allowing the option of choice, or the allowance to receive what is being given to you, what is being offered as a gift to you, you don't want to block it. And you're blocking it because your belief systems at the foundation, at the fundamental level, at the cellular level, have been programmed to a very specific kind of environment. Be that of abundance and ease, and the rich get richer because they're like, where we live in abundance, it's possible. Money can get you that. This, whatever I have, this flow can make that happen. If for poor or lower class or whatever, people that don't make a X amount of money a year, they can only imagine so far. There's literally like a dark cloud, and they're like, oh, That's for us. No, that's only for them. Only a certain kind of people get that. Only a certain certain kind. Oh, and you're not that kind of people. No, not you. You'll never be like them. You're just middle of the road. You know, we do okay. Paycheck to paycheck sometimes, but yeah, you're middle of the road. But you can't have that. That only happens to certain people. You can give it the old try. Give it the old try, but it won't be you. Well, guess what? What I just I've been finding out by little by little by little by little by living in Los Angeles is that there were people that I didn't think I would have access to, or I remember I got an author as a client and I was like, oh my gosh, she's a real author. Then I got a screenwriter and I was just like, oh my gosh, or an editor. I had an editor and I was like, oh my gosh, he edited that movie. Everybody's seen that movie. Oh my god, crazy. And just find out. Pretty old regular dude. They're all pretty old regular people. They just have a mindset of, yeah, I'm gonna do that thing. You gotta write the book to be the author. You gotta do the do. You gotta walk the walk. You gotta talk the talk. So you gotta kind of break that border, that separation, right? That's the separation from that, though that is something different, that is something other than, and that is, you are separate from that. And so when we talk about bringing it back to the laws of the universe, you have to actually be that. If you start to doubt it and you start to judge it and you start to think it's bad or give it shame or make it less than and tell it it's a loser and it's not good enough and it'll never be enough, and that is at the root cause of most everyone's ability, our capacity to receive infinite potential. The infinite potential is within you, and if you deny that, need a time check? Okay, great. If you deny that, you are blocking. And so we know is that you are programming from when you were a wee one is still in you and still has a belief system of lack and scarcity and that it'll never be enough and it's not fucking beer and why me and I'm this super mega victim, not good enough, never be enough. And, oh, sweet baby, I'm so sorry you feel that way. You know what? I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna love you so much. Yes, because you are so significant and you are so incredible and so brilliant. And I love the way your mind works. And that funny little language you speak, I want to hear more of that because that is your special language. And you know, when that thing you do and it feels really good, I want you to just keep doing that thing that makes you feel really good because you deserve to feel really good all the time. And if you want to rub your arms and your shoulders and touch yourself because that feels good, then do that, because this body was meant to feel good. And the more it feels good, the more it can feel more better. And it only gets good and gooder. And I just want us all to have the mo and the mostest. And I tell this to you now, being in being in quite a bit of debt and not actually living out my potential. And I am asking for more of myself from henceforth, because I have the tools and I have the mind to consciously create the outcome that I want, which is of fulfillment and satisfaction, of a flourishing career as an actress and a philanthropist and a wellness expert on how to reinvent your consciousness and what your ability is to achieve. And like I say, get lit. Get lit, baby. We are here to liberate, inspire, and transform. And I am here with this 360-degree FX effect, where we use the mind and the body and the energetics around you to create the infinite potential that you can attain. Because you can have everything you desire. You just have to ask for it. And you have to know that you're gonna get it. And in this moment, I can feel my own neurochemistry rebalancing and aligning to that higher aspect of myself that I'm asking for. That one that lives debt-free and has that flourishing acting career and is the founder of Formation Energetics, as this multi-million-dollar company that is changing the planet by upgrading everybody on a collective scale and raising the frequency of the planet. Because it's easy, we just have to organize it. We have to put it down, to imprint it. So removing what was imprinted upon you, creating your pristine blueprint, the one that God gave you, the divine one. The divine one you are. This will go down as another reality Inspyrz with Ashley Inspyrz. I guess these are just how these are going to go down. They just kind of come in as little messages. So, ciao. Love you. Keep it witchy, baby.